Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. My name is Eggsy and today we are playing FNTD2. The new update, as is shown in my previous video, has come out. And I have just obtained the new Ennard hero. Only 71 exists, so we're going to quickly go through this. Passives, Construct. Players can switch between two modes, Smasher and Shocker, each with its own unique stats, passives, and abilities. Local cooldown 0, upgrade unlocks at 0. Tanglement, Smasher. Upgrades 13 plus, and it copies the base damage, the highest unit in range. It's a cooldown becomes the average of those two units, but it cannot go lower than the Ennard's base cooldown. Then copies the damage on point. Oh my god. Conductor, Smasher. All electricity units gain an additional 30, 40, 15 cooldown reduction. Each electrical unit. These boosts decrease by 1% down to a minimum of... Okay. Conductor, Shocker. All electricity gain an additional... For each in range, these boosts are increased. So Shocker is a buff unit. Entanglement copies the base damage range. Its cooldown becomes the average of the units, and it gains the ability to stun. Boiling Shocker, boiling combination. 3 units. There's a lot of reading. If you guys want to read it, I might go through it while we're in the endless, but let's jam out. Let's jam. Let's get into this. Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna go here. All right, now that we're in, I'm just gonna place this, and then we're gonna go place him down. Look at that guy. Look at him. All right, so I'm gonna max him out. So he goes. He has Springtrap's voice lines apparently, so he goes full AOE. Then you can change him. And is that Shocker mode? What mode is he in? Okay, so I think that's Shocker mode. That's normal mode. That's Shocker. That's normal. All right, so let's just place these guys down. Place guys down. Place her down. She doesn't have her shiny model in game. Good bug, I guess. Actually, no, I don't want to place these guys down yet. I want to test out his brute strength, just him. So he does 4k damage, full AoE, and it copies the base damage of the highest damage unit in range. So if I place down him, now he has 5k damage, but his speed is increased by a whole lot. Then I change it, now his speed is decreased by a lot. He's a rather interesting unit. I think he might low-key be absolutely insane. We just gotta learn more about him. Also, it doesn't help that there's no real signification that what mode he's in. I think when he's holding the hammer, that means that he's in the Smasher mode or whatever. That would make sense. He's in Shocker there, now he's in Smasher. Shocker, Smasher. Yeah, I get it now. I get it. All electrical units in range. Shocker might be the best one. I think Shocker might be the best one, low-key. All right, now that we've tested out him and like on his lonesome, except for him, we don't count him though. I'm gonna place all the units down and see how this goes. All right, time to test him out. Time to see what he does. Time to see how cool he is. I just want to read through these again once more while the waves are going by. Thank you, Astral. Players can switch between two modes, Smasher and Shocker, with its unique abilities. Copies the damage of the highest damage unit in range. Its cooldown becomes the average of between those two, but it cannot go lower than the base cooldown. The damage is then copied and increased by 1.5 or 1.45 times. Conductor, Smasher. All electrical units gain an additional 30% damage, 40% range, and 15% cooldown reduction. For each unit in range, these boosts decrease by 1% down to a minimum of 25, 30, and 10. Shocker. All electrical units within range gain an additional 10%, 15, then 3% cooldown reductions. For each electrical unit in range, these boosts increase up to 2%, up to a maximum of 13, 35, and 15 increased damage. Combination. Every 6 seconds, 4 random enemies anywhere on the map are attacked below by coils, each taking damage equal to 40% of this damage. If the unit's damage, God, I'm having a stroke, and being stunned for 1.5 seconds. Entanglement, Shocker, and it copies base damage and the... Oh, it's the same as that one, and its cooldown becomes the average of the two units cooldown. It also gains the ability to stun for 1.5 seconds. And then Coiling Smasher, every 10 seconds, 3 random enemies anyway got attacked by coils, each taking damage equal to 345% of this unit's damage. Oh, because I have auto active abilities, it's activating his ability constantly. See, I want to keep him in shocker mode. Look at that. Look at those buffs, though. Look at those buffs. Those are insane. 23%, 29, 37. Those buffs are insane. All right, I'm going to speed this up a lot so that we can just see how long they can last. I'm assuming wave 110, that's usually how long they can last, but we'll see. Yep, as expected, 110, big damage. Anyway, I'm going to go into how to get him and sort of the whole process. So, while I was on stream, a lot of people asked me this question a lot. It was, how do you get Elizabeth? How do you get Elizabeth? I can't get her. Ah, where is she? Blah, 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 blah. The way you get Elizabeth, as well as Yendo, is you can get her from the summons. She is a summon unit. That's the gist of it. It's a summon unit. You can get her. She's a secret. Pretty easy, pretty simple. Just basic, normal stuff. Next, we come down here. Buy 1,250 items out of the merchant. Pretty self-explanatory. Come over here to the merchant. Come here. Buy whatever you want. Buy 1,250 of it. Next, get to boss raid 135 with only electrical units. I'm going to show all of you the team that I used for this. I used Shiny Bonnie. I used John Pork. I used UFO Tangle, Rockin' Bonnie, Red Bear, and Phone Dude. Honestly, boss raids is an extremely easy game mode. You don't need all of these units. You don't need Red Bear. You don't need Phone Dude. You could use these 4 units, and then you could just throw on, I don't know, Hand Unit or Withered Bonnie or something like that. Or Biddy Babs. There are so many electrical units in this update. There are so many new electrical units in this update that there are so many options for you to choose from. And it's great. It's lovely. So that's the whole boss raids thing and like how to get that done. Beat all Game 5 Nights on Nightmare. That's the tough one. This one, you have to have very specific units. So, first off, you want Dragon Endo. Then you want Lich Shadow. Then you want Phantom Bonnie. Then after Phantom Bonnie, you want Barbarian Boy. Then you want Overgrown. And last but not least, you want... What was the unit? What was the one I used? There are plenty of Crying Childs to go around. There are plenty of Overgrowns, plenty of Barbarian Boys, plenty of all of these units to go around. I think the hardest one to get will probably be the Endo, but you can get the Endo right now. Maybe the Lich Bonnie. I don't know. But these are all really good units. I'm going to showcase a couple of the knights on Nightmare so you can copy along. The placements are very specific. It will take a lot of trial and error. It's kind of hard. It is difficult. It's a shame that all of these Nightmare hard mode things are this hard. All right, so what you want to do, first off, just to get it off the rip, you want to wait a little bit. You want to just sit here, wait for everyone to sort of like group up at this point, just so you can do this. Ready? Bam. See? Instant kill. Instant kill. Then you want to place down these two. You want extra stock. The reason we're using so many nature units is because we want that extra stock. Extra stock is very, very, very important. The most required unit, I'd say, in my opinion, in this is Phantom Bonnie. He low-key carries this team heavy, but he only carries it in the beginning. But after you've gotten this initial setup, you should be safe. You just want to make sure you are able to place down your Lich Bonnies, and then you'll be like, good to go. I think you should be safe until the very end. There you go. Now that I have my Lich Bonnie, he'll start spawning his little guys, and now we're safe. We're good. Then you place down your dragon, and then that's just reassurance. You don't really need these guys. They're just reassurance. So basically, this team, you should be able to carry you till the end, all the way to the end. I did it with a group of friends. I just did it all the way up to the end, and then that really helped. But if you can't, you can do it with a duo. I'd recommend a duo maximum. Doing it in a trio is very difficult because as you play more, it gets harder and harder. Oh, sorry. But if both of you have this team, you should be good. It's not as hard as a lot of people seem to think. The only reason that people think it's hard is because you can't just one-shot it. But other than that, that's, I think, all of the challenges, all of the quests for Ennard. So we've got the electrical units, and then get to wave 100 on game 5 endless with Elizabeth on your team. That's pretty easy. Just do a basic team and then just add Elizabeth to it. Then you should be able to easily do it. Very vague guide, not a very in-depth guide because there's not really much to go in-depth into, really. I showed you guys my team for the Nightmare Endless mode. That's the team that I use. You can even watch me do it on stream if you want to look at the VOD. But yeah, I hope all of you enjoyed this video. I hope all of you learned something new. I wish all of you the best of luck when getting Ennard, and I will see all of you in the next one. I think Ennard low-key nuts. His stats don't really show that, but that's because his stats don't really matter. But yeah, it's just pretty simple. The getting of him is pretty simple. Him as a unit, though, very complicated. A lot of stuff going on. Whole Smasher and Shocker thing. He's pretty cool. I think he's going to be a very, very powerful unit, and I'm very excited to see all the team comps for him. I think this might make Electrical the contender for the best element now. I think it might actually pull a contender for Water, but we will see. I hope all of you are having a lovely day, night, and or evening, and I will see all of you in the next one. Peace out, guys.